We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode 6. I am Casey, aka Razanon. I'm here with my good friend Tanner. Say hello to everyone, Tanner.
What up, everybody? Hello.
And Tanner is joining us now for the first time with his webcam set up. So if you happen to be listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, etc., first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I want to say rate the fucking podcast. And third of all, I want to say you're missing out on mine and Tanner's beautiful faces. So if you wanted to see the video version, we've got graphics, links, Twitch chat, etc. Make sure you follow me at twitch.tv/Razanon so you can watch the podcast live. Viewer interaction is super high. And if you can't make those, then you can always find me on YouTube, Razinon, and I have a playlist of all the podcast episodes at your fingertips for your convenience. Now, we are going to get started. We've got not too much to go over today, but we have a lot to go over in terms of analysis. So, without further ado, let's fucking get started. Hey, Blaze Jumpers, aka Cheese Dick, thanks for the one viewer host. So you hosted me with yourself. It's I appreciate the symbolic gesture. Cheese, I'm excited to have you back. We're gonna be fragging out after the pod. So if you want to play some Ground War with us, then stick around. So, hell fucking yeah, brother. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, Section 1, recent patches. On the 18th, which was 4 days ago, there was a playlist update. Let's see what we have here. A CDL ad, that's fantastic. So iDub has released a playlist update, refresh to the playlist and store bundle. So some new shit in the store. They took out double weapon XP. There's the 1v1 Rust playlist. There is the Rust Shipment 24/7 playlist. Reinforced night vision goggles. And we got Tovorsk District back in Ground War. So none of this is particularly exciting to me. I was excited about Rust coming back to the game, but as it turns out, much to my chagrin, Rust plays incredibly poorly in Modern Warfare for 2 reasons. Principally, number 1, the spawns are awful, even by Call of Duty standards. And number 2, all of the dust particle little graphics that they've had, while maybe impressive at an NVIDIA conference, do not facilitate a good gaming experience whatsoever. So the visibility problems that are endemic to all of the maps in Modern Warfare are exacerbated immensely by all of the dust in the map Rust. So I hate the map. So this playlist just pisses me off because it's polluting the Shipment playlist. Because I really like Shipment, actually, despite its spawn problems. For one reason being, you can actually see people, which is always fun in a first-person shooter game that requires you to see people to shoot them. So, other than that, 1v1 Rust seems silly. It would be fun for customs and shit, but you could do that without a playlist anyway. I still don't know what Reinforce is, Tanner. Do you know what that is?
I've got no fucking clue. Wasn't that the one where it dropped care packages, or no?
That might be it. And then they added night vision goggles. I'm very curious to see what the stats are on these night vision goggle playlists. Like how many people actually play it. Because I never hear anyone ever talking about the night vision goggles, like playlist mode, whatever.
Yeah. So let's take 10v10 Dom out of the game and put all these fucking dumb NVG playlists, and let's do that.
Yeah,
thanks, Joe.
That's some thanks, Joe Seacott. That's a typical fucking Infinity Ward big brain play for sure. So we've got a couple things in the chat here. Let me catch up. It's 420 time. Hell yeah. So yes, this is the Tanner that you played BO4 with when I was on. Absolutely. And now we're Modern Warfare gods. Okay. You'll figure it out, Cheese. Kim says, oh, that's what NVG stands for. You didn't know. Now you fucking do. It's kind of, I don't know. In theory, it's a cool mode, right? But in practice, it's not that cool. Just like the dust particles on Rust. Like, oh, in theory, it looks cool and it feels immersive. But hey, I'm not playing fucking Skyrim. I'm not here for immersion. I'm here to clearly see enemies so that I can play the first-person shooter game that I bought. So, keep that in mind.
Exactly.
61 kills stabbing people. Yeah, if you're going to use a knife, Shipment is probably the best possible map you're going to get. All right. So anyways, let's move on here. Tovorsk District back into Ground War. I did mention this. I don't like this map, but I just think it's because I haven't played it enough. So
I used to like it, but the more I've played Anaya, I just like that better. It's only fun for camping on the top of buildings and shooting people, but you can't get big streaks.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And I think we're going to get into this a little more at the end of the podcast, but I think one of the big reasons that you and I like Anaya so much, you made this point last night, which was an excellent point. It's because there's no fucking ATVs or IAVs or whatever acronym it's called, the tank that shoots me and requires no skill. There's none of those in Anaya. So that makes it a much better experience for, again, let me reiterate, playing once more a first-person shooter game, not fucking Army of Tanks or whatever the fuck that free-to-play game is called.
Yeah, so, you can't even call it an IAV when you can only use a wheel send, so that's good.
That's
big
interesting.
Fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, so for sure. All right. And then there's some new shit in the shop. We're not covering that. Go look in the shop if you want to waste your money.
Good stuff. Yeah, if you like wasting your money.
Yeah, and then additionally, double weapon XP was activated on February 20th. A seminal day in history, for those of you who don't know. February 20th, in 1992,
here goes.
There was a landmark event called The Birth of twitch.tv/Razanon, and I will show my birth certificate in the next stream. That's what it says. So keep that in mind.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll figure it out. So how about that?
Okay.
Anyways, and so that's pretty much it for this this little playlist update. Small update. There was another small update the following day on the 19th, which was 3 days ago. I need to get ad blocker on Firefox. Let me add this real quick to my thing. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Add ad blocker to Firefox. I apologize for all the listeners, but I'm going to just improve your experience going forward. Iconic Birth says Kimberly, abso-goddamn-lutely. So, minor update with some bug fixes. So, fix for the regiment tags not appearing as intended. This is good. Number one, they made the tags work, so it wasn't like numbers instead of letters if your clan tag was letters for the regiment thing. And they also took out the colored nameplate thing. So that's really big, because that was game breaking, and I'm actually surprised they fixed it this quickly. I think it was like 4 or 5 days it took them to fix it. So good for them.
It was entirely too long.
Yeah, it's not great. It should have been like a 1 megabyte patch to just, hey, take out the colors.
Yeah.
So, additionally, some people were getting an error in the gunfight tournament. They fixed that error. Tanner and I never got this, so my suspicion is that this was probably a console specific or primarily a console issue.
We also won the gunfight tournament. That could be why.
We did win the gunfight tournament. We have the Riptide skin on our MP7s, along with all the other rewards, because we're absolute fucking demons on the keys. So,
also, keep it on the record. Twice, 2 times in a row, the last 2 tournaments, the only 2 gunfight tournaments, we've only had to play them 1 time, and we've won them both times. That's crazy,
Absolutely, that's true. That is not fake news. If you go into my past broadcasts, first of all, don't. And second of all, you'll find the evidence that we tried once, instantly 6-1, 6-1, 6-3, 6-1. So keep that in mind. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
We don't lose. We never miss.
Okay, yikes on that last line. But that was a pop culture reference for you young Zoomers out there listening.
Yeah,
right?
Zoomers.
What song is that? Doesn't matter. Don't answer that. Kim says my B-Day is 420. That's fantastic. That's a historical day. You know who else's birthday was on 420? Google it. I'm not going to ruin your day.
That's messed up, Kim.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. Well, I broke my phone and it doesn't charge with the cable. So I got my wireless charger as a stand to be part of the stream. That's awesome. Got to make do. MacGyver it, Kim. I like
That's a hell yeah.
That's a hell yeah, sister. All right. So fix her a bug where numbers on the team roster don't care about Codcaster. So
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, absolutely not. Point Man fix for an issue where kill chain scores were being given for kill streak kills without having kill chain equipped. That's interesting. So if you equip Point Man and kill chain, the kill chain kills. Interesting. So apparently if you're using Point Man, but you're not using kill chain, and then your VTOL gets a kill and you get 25 points for it, those 25 points are not going to count toward your next streak, even though you're using Point Man. That's what I've gathered from this patch note.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
That's weird though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like the purpose of lowering the number of points you get for a kill streak kill is so that you can use Point Man and still have your VTOL benefit you and drive you towards your next streak without being overpowered. Like, I feel like you shouldn't need kill chain for your points to contribute to your next kill streak with Point Man. That's kind of strange. Super strange. But anyway, we haven't used Point Man really, so I don't know.
I haven't used Point Man in... I think I used it like in the first month of the game. We tried it out. Since then, I haven't touched it.
Yeah, we've been using Specialist, but we're going to get into that too.
Yeah.
And then lastly, they fixed the CDL Gunsmith exploit. Okay. So that's that. So that's pretty much it for patches. There really hasn't been much changed as far as the game goes since the last pod. So next up, we're going to get into some news and upcoming changes. Got a little more to talk about here. So first, we're going to go over a community update. This was posted yesterday. And we have a couple things. So they added the playlist, some patches. So they've announced that next week we've got 3v3 snipers on Rust, which is actually already in the game. Right? Oh, no. So right now, currently there's a 3v3 gunfight snipers only. Apparently, they're adding 3v3 snipers on Rust. So the difference between those is that this will be just as if it was team deathmatch. Instead of 6 people on each team, though, it's only 3. So respawns are going to be normal. There's going to be kill streaks. I'm assuming you can customize your sniper. It's just going to be limited to snipers only. And if the 3v3 sniper gunfight playlist was any indication, you're also going to be allowed to use marksman rifles in this playlist in all likelihood. So if you're a big car, Mark II, or God forbid EBR gamer, you can jump into that with those guns, I would assume.
Yeah, imagine being an EBR gamer, though.
Yeah, in a sniper playlist, if you use an EBR, you're a piece of shit. So
yeah, fuck yourself. So
keep that in mind. Additionally, infantry ground war. This I'm extremely excited about. And this is hearkening back to my earlier point about Tanner and I enjoying Anaya Palace most in ground war because there's no APCs, IAVs, and other tanks. if you can have an infantry ground war playlist where you can still have 64 players in a lobby on a really big map, but without any tanks, that's fantastic as far as I'm concerned, because those don't contribute to anyone's fun. They're not Call of Duty. I'm going to go play Battlefield if I want to get and sit in a tank and LARP like I'm storming Normandy or whatever the fuck those kids do. So, and yes, a crossbow will count, Cheese. That's a good question for the 3v3 sniper playlist, although crossbow is terrible. So it's actually probably a pretty good way to level a crossbow, though, because you don't have to worry about getting your ass fucked by like an MP5 every 2 seconds. You know?
Yeah, but you can't peek anything or you'll lose if somebody sees you, you're dead.
Yeah, but some kids are trash with snipers and they'll miss a lot.
Like Cheese.
Wow. Oh yeah, Cheese is a sniper demon. Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, so anyway. So infantry ground war, great. And then we're also adding a new map, Bazaar, into rotation. That's not a throwback map, right?
I thought Bazaar was like a gunfight map or something, wasn't it?
I did too. That's what I was thinking.
I'm almost positive.
But it says they're adding a new map, so I don't think it is. I think it was probably announced with the Season 2 announcement.
I have it pulled up.
So we conflated them. Okay.
New gunfight maps, Bazaar.
Weird.
The new multiplayer map is called Kandahar Hideout.
So when they say new map, they probably mean they're adding that into the gunfight rotation. That's probably what that means. So
they baited the fuck out of us.
Yeah, we got baited hard.
Like how I baited you earlier, so.
Okay. And then we'll be turning on double XP starting Friday. So as of now, we've got some more double XP. So that's... Or no. No, this Friday. Probably the 28th. Yeah, so probably the 28th. So keep that in mind.
Yes, the 28th, yep.
All right, so I need to blow my nose. Tanner, go ahead and take this next one. Activision Files, DMCA.
Well, I got to open it up. Okay, so basically, Activision... Oh, fuck me. There we go. Activision issued a subpoena against Reddit to identify somebody who was posting about Warzone. So somebody was leaking pictures, other info about Warzone. Activision really didn't like that. They're trying to figure out who it is. And basically they're pissed. It was filed in a California court on Valentine's Day. It says, Reddit user posted about he found an image online. He's not sure what it was. That's what they all say.
Yeah.
And Activision is not happy, needless to say.
Yeah.
They are not happy.
Needless to say, they are not thrilled about it. So I included this in the podcast because there are a lot of implications here that I find interesting. So number one is it's going to be hard. I don't know if Activision with this subpoena request is trying to say that they are holding Reddit responsible for publishing leaked images. Because when you look at social media websites, when you look at websites in general, actually, there are two categories into which a website can fall. So let's say I run the New York Times, the website. Okay. The New York Times is a publisher. So what that means is everyone who works at the New York Times is held accountable for what they say. So if they post something that is illegal, breaking an NDA, classifying or publishing like whatever, company secrets, government secrets, that means the victim of that dissemination can sue the New York Times and hold them accountable for releasing information that should not have been released. So that's a publisher. The second category is a platform. So a platform would be something like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit. And what a platform is we don't hire people. We just let the rabble, whoever the fuck, post on our website. So Reddit, so we as Reddit cannot be held responsible when some Yahoo posts something on our website that is illegal or supposed to be secret, because Reddit as a platform is not vetting all of the content that gets released on their website. So what I find interesting about this DMCA is when Activision does this subpoena request, is it only to get the identity of the individual so that they can pursue further legal action on an individual basis? Or are they also trying to implicate Reddit as a platform, and are they going to challenge their platform status, or more broadly, the status of platform in general? I think it's the first thing. I think they're just telling Reddit, hey, look, give us the information of this guy who posted this on your platform so that we can go after him. I'm curious if Reddit's going to comply. I'm curious if they're legally obligated to comply.
That's what I'm wondering.
If they're not obligated to comply, I'm curious if they will comply anyway. What do you think is the future of this request? Do you think they are legally obligated? Is there something that a Reddit user agrees to in the terms and conditions that no one ever reads when they create a Reddit account that says, by the way, if some third party subpoenas us for your personal information, we're going to give it to them? Like, do you think that's in the terms and conditions?
You obviously know way more about this type of stuff than I do, but I thought if they issued a subpoena that Reddit had no choice but to provide that information. That's not the case?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay.
Because
I figured they were forced to, essentially.
No, because I mean, look, I could subpoena you to say, give me all the naked pictures of your wife that are on your phone, just as one citizen to another.
Okay.
You're obviously not legally obligated to do that. And if you denied my subpoena request for naked pictures of your wife, and then I said, no, you're legally obligated, I'm taking this to court, and then I sued you, the court would say, no, he doesn't have to comply with this subpoena request. So in this case, Reddit could say, fuck off, Activision, we're not giving you this guy's identity. And then Activision could say, you're legally obligated to, I'm taking you to court now, Reddit, because I think you're legally obligated to, but Reddit doesn't think that they're legally obligated to. And then there's a court battle.
Okay. Here's what I think. Number one, I don't think Reddit will provide that information. And number two, I don't think Activision actually thinks they're going to get anything out of this. I think they're just trying to set an example and scare people out of posting any more info online about it. I don't think if they actually follow through with something like that, they're pieces of dog shit, essentially. Like, fuck you, Activision, for that.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. They're just trying to flex, essentially.
This is for sure a deterrent measure. So Activision is trying to string this guy up and say, look, fucking Gaming Revolution, I'm talking to you, it says Activision. Stop leaking our shit, or we're going to pursue legal action against you with our corporate attorneys, and we're going to fuck your ass. And they definitely could. I mean, they're a huge AAA company. So if they bring all their weight down legally on some 16-year-old kid who posts some picture he saw on 4chan to Reddit.
Online.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then he gets sued. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to fucking do that again. And then that would serve as a deterrent for other people. I don't know what is going to happen with this. My guess is that Reddit will... Dude, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I couldn't give you a guess. trying to think. What I'm most curious about is, let's say Reddit does comply with the subpoena. They give the identity of this Assyrian or whatever his handle is to Activision. And then Activision finds out that in all likelihood, this is some 17-year-old kid who accidentally glitched into the Warzone menu and then posted a screenshot on the internet. Are they really going to fucking sue this kid? You know?
You wouldn't think. I would hope not.
I would hope not too, but what's the point of the subpoena if they're not going to do it?
Just to scare people, I guess.
I guess. So Kim says, with a subpoena, you generally have to comply or counter. Example, if someone steals $25, break their legs and set an example, or the next person gets $50 and then $1 million. But if you break legs, who's going to want to steal from you? Activision's trying to break legs. Yeah, it's a deterrent measure for sure. But exactly. So to continue your analogy, Kim, let's say they comply with the subpoena. Activision gets the identity of this Reddit user. What are they going to do? Are they going to break his legs? Are they going to go to his house and tell him, hey, we're going to break your legs if you post another... Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Twitch chat, technical difficulties, but when we disconnected, we were going over this DMCA subpoena thing, so I've been looking at this article a little more.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Smiley! Smiley face go with the 100 biddies, dude. Thank you, Smiley. Welcome to episode 6 of the Dropshot. You're here just in time because we just came back. I had to reset my internet. I was experiencing some technical network difficulty issues, but we're all back. And now you can see Tanner's beautiful face. So
I like Smiley's. Just picks a weapon.
Yeah, pick the weapon HDR.
Just gets
Okay.
shit on.
All right, Smiley. I'll do the HDR. Okay, for sure, dude. No sidearm. All right, brother. We could do that. I don't know if no sidearm is
You'll figure it out.
Possible, but all right. Anyway, all right. So let's keep going over this. So according to this article, Activision is seeking the information from Reddit to then pursue legal action against the guy. So we'll see what legal action means, but I think we've gone into this sufficiently. So anything else to add, Tanner?
No, they're just flexing.
Okay. Okay, we'll go with that. So let's see. And then here is some more rumored information on the Call of Duty Warzone. So Warzone in COD refers to the Battle Royale. It's in all likelihood going to be a Battle Royale. So they are saying it's going to release now in early March, because the rumors initially were that it was going to come out on Tuesday. I think it was the 11th was the initial rumor.
It was the 18th.
It was the 18th. That's what I said. That it was it was going to come out, but it hasn't come out yet, and so now there are rumors that it's going to be releasing in early March, which is, at the time of recording this, anywhere between 2 weeks from now to 3 weeks from now. So there's some gaming website, VGC News. They said that they are speaking to development sources, and that they are going to have, and that those dev sources said Warzone is going to release in early March. Soon. Super soon. Which makes sense, because if you're going to make a battle royale and you're going to release it within the game platform of the 1 year life cycle game that's currently out, that's already been out for like 3 months, you want to get that shit out quick so that you can get some time on the life cycle. This is what's interesting to me about the battle royale thing. Like, they developed Blackout to only last for a year, and it seems like a battle royale would take more development time than like a first person shooter, but I guess it wouldn't. I don't know. It's weird to me. Like, they do have 3 development teams, so they can spread out 3 different battle royales that way. But it's still, but then you're still asking each development team to design a complete first-person shooter game like Call of Duty, and a campaign, and maybe zombies, and now the battle royale. You know?
Yeah,
it's a lot
of shit to develop.
It's a lot to ask. But that's probably why this game is so fucking buggy, because, hey, you're putting too much on the plate of your developers. But anyway, the article says specifically it's going to be released around Tuesday the 10th. I think it would definitely be a Tuesday. So the 3rd or the 10th are probably good bets. The 10th is probably the safer bet because it's a
more
little
likely
farther
the 10th
away.
or the 17th. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. Let's see what else we have here. And this rumor seems pretty strong because it sounds like, from what I've heard, there are multiple different sources converging on this same date. So not only this website, but like other leakers or people that have talked to like different devs or whatever. They've all basically converged on this early March timeline. So I think it's super fucking likely that we're going to see Warzone in early March. And I would go so far as to say it's virtually confirmed.
Yeah.
Because especially they wouldn't release the files for it into the Season 2 patch and go so far as to add a classified section in the main menu if they weren't going to release it very soon after. So for all you Battle Royale fans out there, get excited, get hyped. Only a couple more weeks, brothers and sisters. We're going to have a Call of Duty Battle Royale again very soon. So keep that in mind. The sources also say, in case anyone's wondering, I hadn't thought of this, but this is good news. The mode will be instantly unlocked for Modern Warfare owners. So if you don't have Modern Warfare right now and you're looking to get into it, specifically for the Battle Royale, I would not expect this to be free to play. As we talked about last episode, I would expect it to be only available to owners of Modern Warfare. With that said, it is probably possible that you can buy only the Battle Royale for less than $60. So maybe you spend $20-$30 and you get the Battle Royale.
I would hope that would bring a lot more players in.
It would bring a lot more players in, for sure. And that's how Black Ops 4 worked. You could buy only like zombie... You could buy like only multiplayer, I know that, for like $30 or $40. And then you could also buy like the complete game for the $60. And I had opted to buy only multiplayer because obviously. So
yeah.
So that might be the case here too, which is interesting for sure. So and then that's pretty much it for upcoming stuff. Did you hear anything beyond this stuff, Tanner?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Warzone's for sure coming out. It's all but confirmed. I did like something earlier on Twitter, some sort of news. What was it?
Well, Tanner liked something on Twitter, so let's go deeply into that topic. What did you like on Hey, Tanner.
Oh, it was just about them filing the subpoena against the Reddit user.
Oh, the subpoena, okay, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's it.
Kimberly says, I am totally Battle Royale ready, to be honest. I like those game types. Hell yeah, Kim. Royale has an E at the end, by the way.
Figure it out.
So keep that in mind. All right. So other than that, general game commentary, IRL/MISC, the last, final, most free-flowing, off-the-cuff, expansionary... I'm at a loss for words here. But anyways, it was my birthday 2 days ago. So if you're listening to this on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or Stitcher, go to the iTunes store and rate this podcast, The Dropshot, 5 stars for my birthday. That's my birthday present. And if you want to be my best friend in the world, instead for my birthday, you can write a glowing review on iTunes in addition to your 5-star rating. That's what I want for my birthday. So
You
keep
don't want
that in
cash
mind.
money?
I don't
You don't
want
want-
cash money. I'll
Okay.
take cash money. Okay, I'll
Okay.
take it. But that's asking too much. All I want you to do is rate the podcast, give me 5 stars. Here's how this fucking business model works, okay? You make me famous. You plaster my face all around the fucking internet, right? And you don't pay a dime for that. And then advertisers see that I'm getting all these eyeballs, and then I make them pay me because you did your part. And now you've spent no money, I've spent no money, and I'm rich, dude. That's how this works. Okay, so I don't want you to give me money, Tanner, to answer your fucking question. I want you to rate the podcast, and I really don't feel like that's too much to ask. As a beautiful birthday present for me, I turned 28 years old, entirely uneventful. So make it a little more eventful for me and write a glowing review on the iTunes store. So keep that in mind.
That's pretty simple to do. Just do it.
Just do it, forehead. So
let's do it.
In addition to that, this is basically the last thing I wanted to go over. Tanner and I both got a nuke in this game, right? And we got it before season 2. And in season 2, they added a calling card for everyone who got a nuclear. Now, did they retroactively give this calling card to players who had called in a nuclear before season 2 launched? Did they, Tanner?
No.
Absolutely fucking not. They didn't.
Absolutely fucking not. They did not.
And unfortunately, the only thing Tanner and I had played for 3 months was 10v10 domination. So we knew those maps well. We liked them. We're big fans of domination. We had the rhythm, the cadence, the flow, the timeline. Everything was just down pat. And we were ready to just continue dropping nukes like it's war in the Pacific in the 1940s, right? That's what we were ready to do. But unfortunately, they took out the playlist. So now Tanner and I have been playing Ground War nonstop to try and learn those maps because we don't really know them fucking at all because we didn't play any Ground War because Domination 10s is better, right? So now we've been playing Ground War, trying to learn it so that we can drop a nuke in Ground War. And we had a very productive, but not at all productive session last night. How did last night go from your perspective, Tanner?
Okay. First off, the only map worth attempting a nuke on is Anaya Palace. If you get any other map, back the fuck out. It went well. It started, didn't start the greatest. We were getting like mid 15s, 20s, and then it got higher and higher. We kept playing smarter. Yeah.
Consecutives, yeah.
I mean, it was like every single game we played on Anaya, one of us got at least an 18 every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It was, we just couldn't get those last few. I think I ended up, what did I get on the last one? 27, 28?
I think you said 27.
Yeah, I think it was 27.
I really wish I had been streaming because it was hype. It was hype, dude. I was like, dude, we were in this building on Anaya. So if you imagine you're at the E spawn and then you leave like, so you're at the E spawn and then as you run out, there's the first road. Okay. So imagine you're running out of the E spawn, you're on the road, you go left, and then the first building on your left as you go toward A, the opposite spawn, that building, it's 2 stories, not really much else. If you keep going toward A from that building and you stay on that left side, then there's that big ravine that goes way down. That's where we were for like probably 4 minutes?
Yeah, at least.
And 4 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time in your day-to-day life, but when you're getting Nazi zombies, just nonstop kids flowing in at you 4 minutes is a long fucking time. And I was telling Tanner, because we kept getting close to nukes and then just being overrun because kids would watch kill cams, get mad, and try and kill us. I was like, dude, next time we get relatively high, we need to go to a different spot so we don't get overrun. So we're at this building. Tanner's on like a 20, around 20 kills. And I'm like, dude, we need to get the fuck out of this building. And he's like, okay. So we try to leave for 4 minutes straight, and we just can't. It's too hot. So kids just keep running at us. There's some guy sniping from over here. Some guy's charging with a fucking 725. There's another dude parachuting in upstairs. That's not possible on Anaya, but I'm adding it for dramatic effect, with an MP7. And they just keep flowing in at us, and we keep trying to kill people. And we're doing it, like we're killing them on the building. And I'm just like, we have to go. We have to go. And he's like, dude, we're not safe. We're not safe. So Tanner's at like 27 kills now after this flood of enemies. He's upstairs. I think you accidentally fell off the roof, and then you were just wide in the open, and then you just got lasered by like 8 people that had been trying to kill us this whole time.
Yeah, well, I meant to jump off, but I jumped off further than I thought. I know how when you hit the ground, you can't move immediately. It's like you're hitting the ground, you kind of take a little bit of damage, and you can't move for half a second or less. That's what happened. I hit the ground. I had my sights up. I was aiming at the guy, and I think he was sniping, I want to say. He came around the corner with the AR and just killed me.
It was the saddest moment of my life.
It was crazy, though, when you kept dying because you were peeking and trying to kill the guys up top, and they kept jumping down. Dude, at one point, dude, I got like a 1v3 or a 1v4 waiting for you to spawn in because you couldn't spawn in because you were
in combat.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, fuck. They just kept jumping down, coming around the corner. I got a Claymore kill.
Because we were both so we were at that building that's really close to E. We were both facing E and like looking because that's where they were all coming from. So I would spawn on him and I would start backpedaling toward A while still facing the building he's in, or more like behind. And then I would just be like, dude, there's a guy up top. And some dude up top would jump off and start just like shooting randomly at me and Tanner. So I would like start shooting him. I would die, but the guy would be weak. And then Tanner would finish him off because he's like behind the building, like in the corner. And then he kills him. And that happened like 3 times. Someone jumped from up top, came down. I would shoot him and panic. You'd be able to finish him. You'd get out of combat. I'd spawn in. It was crazy. But I was so mad when you didn't get it. I was like, dude, we should have fucking left earlier. It was tragic. It was tragic.
I mean, hindsight, is different. But I feel like they would have killed us running away. Like, I don't know. I don't think we would have. There was too much. We would have had to run like probably 50 or 60 feet out of cover before there was even a little car. So we would have had one tiny car as cover, then we would have been pinned down.
I think if we had backpedaled away from the building while we kept the building between us and the E spawn, I think that would have been enough cover, maybe. I don't know. It's just like that happened to us so many times. Not in that building, but like when we were camping even closer to their spawn in that E building. Like, there was another time. Like, it was me and you and our teammates and a ton of enemies. And we kept killing them. I think you got again into the 20s. And then it was just me and you. Our teammates were gone. But there were very few enemies. And then we had the explicit conversation. I was like, all right, dude, should we leave? And then we both decided, no, there's not that many guys here. Let me just stay here because this is a good spot. And it is a good spot, that building. Fast forward 45 seconds. And they all just decided to spawn there, bro. It was like actually like 8 to 12 people. I'm not kidding. Just spawned, and it was still just me and him. Because you can spawn there, so that can happen. Out of nowhere, they can just all be there. And then we just got fucking overrun. There's dudes like launching RPGs, throwing Molotovs, and then guys from behind, like towards C, were shooting back. And then Tanner ended up dying to some guy with a PKM FMJ perk, which no one fucking uses, and he gets wallbanged through like a 2-foot wall and dies. Because there was
Every
just
bullet
so
went
many
straight through the
people.
wall and hit me.
Yeah, there's so many people. It was such a mess. So today, though, we're going to continue the Anaya Palace nuke grind. We're going to get our calling cards tonight on stream, both of us. And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay.
So, you have anything else to add, Tanner?
Let's get those cards.
Let's get those
It's pissing
cards,
me off
right?
seeing everybody with it. He probably got it with the fucking
I know.
Joker on Boneyard. So
I know, for real. Yeah, it
because none of them
absolutely
are
is.
ever good. I
Yeah.
always get way better scores than them, so it pisses me off.
I know, dude. I feel like so many people probably use that like dumb Joker exploit or whatever
Yeah.
on that fucking Boneyard map. So, anyway. All right, well, that is going to be it for the Dropshot Podcast Episode 6. If you're here live on Twitch, thank you for watching, and we are going to continue the stream. Like I just said, we're going to get those nukes right the fuck now. If you're listening to this retrospectively, make sure you follow the stream, twitch.tv/Razanon. That is where these episodes are streamed live in the talk shows and podcast section of the website. Drop me a follow now if you wanted to come watch the next one live. Viewer interaction is extremely high, and we show Twitch chat on the video version of the stream, so your comments could be saved in posterity. In addition, I post this video on my YouTube channel. You can find that as well at Razanon on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok at Razanon. Tanner is on Twitter at TANNERRRR54. Follow us both there. We appreciate all comments, feedback, concerns. If you tweet us, we will for sure see it. So thank you all for listening. Once again, rate this podcast on iTunes as my birthday present. Have an excellent day, and as always, remember, stay humble.